Hi guys and welcome back to the Saints View, the channel for something content for our match preview ahead of Southampton's trip to Old Trafford, the theatre of dreams, to take on Manchester United. Both sides in form, Man United particularly so. It's going to be a tough one on Monday night. It's our last fixture against a big six side, definitely our toughest in the final four, with United having very real Champions League hopes and Saints having a faint glimmer of hope of achieving a top half finish. Two informed sides, should be a very entertaining game for the neutral. But before we get into it, do make sure you've hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet already, with your notifications turned on so you do not miss a thing. Follow us on our socials as well. Right, let's get into it. As always with the preview, let's have a look at Southampton's last match, a 1-1 draw at Everton. I mean, on paper it's a very good point, but you just can't help but think it's too dropped. Based on our first half performance, which it was just sublime. We were so dominant, created a handful of good opportunities, could only take one of them. Went into half-time 1-1 because we conceded a goal that came from individual quality, to be honest. I don't think we could have done anything differently with that one. And then second half, yeah, we just didn't really create much. It was a pretty dire second half and we were left to rue missed chances. Because of that second half though, arguably it is a fair result, but when you've got a penalty you have to take those sorts of chances. We hit the bar as well. It just didn't feel like our evening at times, but we did get a goal. Danny Ings scored again, but we didn't let Everton win the game, which was vital, because that would have opened up a 4-point gap between us and would have made any sort of 11th or 10th place finish near impossible, to be honest, whereas now we're still just the 1 point behind them. Easily could leapfrog them. We're 12th as well. It's not a bad position to be in. And our current status of 12th place didn't actually come from drawing against Everton. It came from Newcastle's battering against Manchester City. Their goal difference took a big hammering. And so we find ourselves 1 point above Newcastle as well now. We're in a good position, I think, for a comfortable mid-table finish. Of course, now we're mathematically safe as well. But I just kind of feel like top half is probably beyond us now. 5 points off of Burnley in 10th. I think it's going to be probably a finish between 11th and 14th for us. We also saw Ings score his 19th league goal of this season on Thursday night. Will he get to 20 on Monday? But he did suffer a big blow this week in the race for the Golden Boot. Vardy scored a couple, Aubameyang scored a couple, so he is now 3 goals behind Jamie Vardy, who's in the lead. So yeah, possibly beyond him. And against Everton we saw an unchanged side. I think on Monday we're going to see some rotation. Players look tired, and I also saw very little squad depth, to be honest. It was a shame because overall I think our depth at times this season has been very good, but I think particularly missing Buffal and Gineppo was a big blow for us. Could have really done with a pacey winger with a bit of skill and trickery to come off the bench in the sort of final 20 minutes and possibly win the game for us. And as well as that, after United we've got another 2 games within the week. We've got Brighton on the Thursday and Bournemouth on the Sunday. I don't think we'll play a full strength side in this one. I think maybe we'll accept the fact that we've got 2 more winnable fixtures and possibly not roll over, but rest some players. Now I am filming this before Ralph's press conference, so we don't know whether Gineppo and Buffal are back available. Personally I think it's going to be too soon for them, and so it's going to be another case of having to rely on young players really to come off the bench if we need players to come and make an impact. But our form at Old Trafford over the last couple of seasons hasn't been bad at all. We've picked up 2 wins, 2 draws and 2 defeats in the last 6 visits. Not bad going, and that could be something we take into the game as a little confidence boost. We're also one of the informed sides in the league at the moment, joint 3rd since the restart in terms of points picked up. We've picked up 10, which is very good going. However, our opponents on Monday night have picked up 13 and are first in the form table since the restart. And that team of course is Manchester United. They have looked a completely different outfit, not just since the restart, but possibly since the turn of the year almost. I mean, yes, in fairness, since the restart they've looked absolutely immense. They've won their last 5 in a row. They've won their last 5 league games. They haven't lost a league game since late January when they lost 2-0 against Burnley. And you could say it's all because of a certain Portuguese midfielder, Bruno Fernandes. What a player he is proving to be in the Premier League. All the hype seems to be about him at the moment, and you can't really blame him. He has looked absolutely sublime for United. He's changed everything. His level has just been so high, and United have found a real gem there. They go into the game 1 point off of the top 4, which it's incredibly achievable now. Leicester have not looked good at all in this restart, and I do think that Man United will get there. But because they'll be playing last in terms of the match week, they'll be licking their lips. You know, they'll be thinking a win could really give us a big boost here. But of course, I'm no expert on Manchester United, so I asked Man United YouTuber Aaron to come on the channel and give us some insight on all things United, why they've improved so much, and is Fernandes actually that good? Right, so on to the opposition preview part of the match preview. We've got Aaron, who's a Man United YouTuber here. Mate, thanks so much for coming on. First of all, it must be amazing to be a Man United fan at the moment.
I haven't been this gassed and this happy for a very long time. I mean, the whole world has watched us, let's say crumble for 7 years and just try again to get back to the top. And it's just been failure after failure after failure. For the first time in 7 years, like I just mentioned, we just feel like we're getting back to that, to the old United again. Do you know what I mean? We're getting back to our old ways, and it just feels good to win games again. I mean, we haven't won 3, let alone 4 consecutive games in a row for how many seasons now? It just feels good, honestly. We're not even thinking about, I know a lot of other United fans are getting gassed for next season saying that we might be in the mix for the title, but I'm not there yet. At the moment, I'm just literally just enjoying us winning games again. And it just feels nice to win games and play nice football on top of that.
It seems like it's a process. I, to be honest, as an outsider, I wasn't even thinking about title for Man United next season. I was still thinking like the process of getting Champions League. But that seems to obviously be the ambition for this season and very achievable now. 1 point behind. Do you think it is going to happen?
Yeah, I think everything is in our hands now. We literally have to make sure that we win our games. And what a coincidence, the last game of the season is actually against Leicester. So that will probably be the decisive game whether we make Champions League football or not. So everything is in our hands, and I believe we can do it. On paper, you look at the teams that are in the mix for the top 4, I think we've got the easiest schedule. But obviously anything can happen in the Premier League. We've seen it many times before. But, looking at the fixtures, we've got you next, Crystal Palace, West Ham, and then Leicester, last game of the season. It's possible. So if we don't make it, I think we would only have ourselves to blame.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting point. I have to talk about him now. Bruno Fernandes. I was trying to hold it back a little bit, but what is it that he's brought to this team, and why has he now just won 2 consecutive Premier League Player of the Month awards?
I mean, it's just been crazy, man. This guy has come in and completely lifted the spirits of everyone. Sometimes when you're playing in a team and you're feeling a bit, you're playing, yourself, you're playing below your level. And then this guy just comes out of nowhere. You can see the quality he has in training, and it makes you go, oh, hold on. I need to raise my levels here. So I think that's what Bruno's done. He's come in and everyone's looked at themselves and went, no, we need to raise our levels here. We need to be on this guy's level. So automatically it kind of took a few games though. It took maybe 2 games for everyone to be at his level. But once we got into that move, I don't know, man. He just came. It looks like he just came with a magic wand and it just went. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, Bruno, he's been a breath of fresh air, man. Since he came into the club, it's just been everyone has raised their levels, literally everyone. And there's been a lot of players that I've been critical about, Luke Shaw being one of them. But even he has raised his levels. I mean, it's getting there slowly. It's not as quick as everyone else, but it's just crazy how one player can change a whole team, and he's done that.
Yeah, well, not just focusing on one player. He's clearly been a main catalyst because your form's obviously gone much better since he came in. But have there been any tactical changes? Has there been something that Solskjaer maybe changed behind the scenes on the pitch that also has contributed to this upturn in form?
Yeah, definitely. I think he's changed a lot of the atmosphere around the team. I think this is the first time, and I can speak for a lot of United fans when I say this, I think this is the first time that we actually like the team again. Because I think this is the first time we like the team and we actually genuinely feel a connection with the team. If I can compare this to maybe when Mourinho was there, I think it looked more like 11 individuals in one team, everyone just doing their own thing. Whereas now, I feel like there is a genuine connection with the team. You can see everyone's enjoying life with each other. I'm guessing you've seen the videos of Dan James, dancing in the dressing room, going around on social media. We haven't seen these kind of things in a long time. I'm telling you, we haven't seen those kind of things in a very, very long time. And that shows that Solskjaer has changed the culture and he's changed the mood as well. Because when Mourinho left, I remember you could just feel it. The air was just toxic around Old Trafford and Carrington, the training ground, and the way certain players were communicating with each other. It was just very, very toxic. But now you can just feel like I genuinely think these players wake up in the morning and they're happy to go to training. Like, do you know, they genuinely enjoy being around each other and just training with each other and playing. So I think Solskjaer has done that. On the tactical level, I think he's changed a few things as well. A lot of fans were asking for Paul Pogba to play more up front, and they were complaining that he was playing so deep. But now when you look at it, you understand why, because he likes to be on the ball. He likes to receive it. He likes to spray these long balls, left foot, right foot from deep. And I think he does it better than Bruno. Bruno's more of, give me the ball and I'll make something happen in the final third. He's that type of player. So he's definitely changed something there. And I have to hold my hands up and say that I was wrong about Oli. I was wrong. I was very critical of him. And when we went through that bad spell, and I said that he probably wasn't the right man to bring us back to the top. And maybe he isn't. Maybe he's just like that kind of middleman to, hand over a better team to the next manager. Who knows? But he's definitely changed something.
And then focusing on to the game that's on Monday. What have you made of Southampton recently? We don't need to talk about the beginning of the season because there's that one result. But of late, particularly with the restart, are they a team that have impressed you, and are they a team that you fear on Monday?
I mean, to be honest with you, it's a team that I wouldn't underestimate. I wouldn't underestimate Southampton, and I've said this to a lot of my friends as well. Yes, on paper it might seem as if we would just turn you guys over, but I said it to many people. Don't underestimate this team. And one player that I really fear is Danny Ings. I think he's starting to find his form again, and I think people are starting to understand why. He made that move from Burnley to Liverpool at the time. I understand why Liverpool wanted him, because the he's a goal machine, and he's one of those strikers. Like, he's just going about his business very quietly. I mean, he's got 19 goals. Like, this is not nothing. Do you know what I mean? And yesterday I was doing a show with my guys, and we were talking about England, and we were saying, listen, Danny Ings is contender to be the number one striker for England. Like, let's not get it twisted. If he keeps this going, next season he has to go to the Euros. Like, if he's been left out of the Euro squad, it will be a scandal for me personally. So he's definitely a player that I fear. We have to try and contain him because he's quick, he's very agile, he's very good on the turn, which I've seen very, very, very often. And yeah, in midfield, I would say Ward-Prowse is a player that I rate a lot as well. I mean, I remember you guys came to Old Trafford and he banged in a beautiful free kick. I will not forget that one. So yeah, man, Ward-Prowse and Danny Ings are two players that I fear a lot.
Well, to wrap it up, have you got a score prediction for us?
You know what? I'm going to be very confident here and say, I think we're going to win it 3-1. I'll go for a 3-1 win.
Well, I don't like the sound of that, but thanks so much for coming on, mate.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks very much to Aaron for coming on. His link is in the description, so make sure you go and check out his channel and drop him a sub. Right, onto the score prediction part of the preview. I don't know how to feel about this one. To be honest, I haven't really thought about it. We had a game on Thursday, not even 24 hours when I'm filming this, and we've got another game. It's all coming so quickly. It's away from home, which always gives us a boost. But I think this one is going to be just a bit beyond us. I think it's come very quickly. I mean, we've been blessed with the fact that it's on Monday, so we get an extra day of rest. But I do think we're going to be rotating in this one. And look, if we lose it, but then go and beat Brighton and Bournemouth later on in the week, I'll be fine with that. They don't look like losing United, so I don't think they will lose this one. We're not going to come away from Old Trafford with a win. But you know what? We've played so well, and I do think we're one of the informed sides in the league, and every team should be fearing us right now. I'm going to back us to come away with a scrappy draw. I'm going to go for 1-1. Maybe that's optimistic. I do think actually this is going to be the hardest game of the entire sort of restart period. Manchester City at home, yes, on paper that was very difficult, but you look at the form of Man United at the moment, they haven't lost for so long. They're just a side that oozes confidence at the moment, and I think we're going to do very well to come away with any sort of result. So I will back us. I'll go for a confident 1-1. And hopefully we can see Danny Ings score his 20th league goal of the season. But that is it for the preview, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed it, make sure you leave it a like. Let me know how you're feeling ahead of the game. in the comment section below and leave your score predictions. Make sure you've hit that subscribe button as well with your notifications turned, and follow us on all of our socials, and tune in tomorrow for our predicted lineup. Take it easy, guys.